I don't know. There's clearly a thing behind this, but I saw this meme that was like a person like holding up this sign and it said like, Travis, like, have you oiled your cuticles?
Yeah. Who was that? Was that Cirque Colors? Or
Yes,
was that
it was
Mooncat?
Cirque. It was Cirque.
Yeah, Cirque. Travis, oil your cuticles.
Travis, did you oil your cuticles? I'm like, I don't know what this is in reference to, but I love it.
But I like it.
Did you oil your cuticles, Travis? Hi, welcome to Two Lacquered Ladies, the podcast about nail polish and nail art by the ladies who stream it. I'm Stephanie, aka Fanaticure on every social media platform that matters. I'm an unprofessional nail artist and I like to make fan art on my nails.
Howdy, my name is Danie, and you can find me as Danie Shout online. I'm a science educator by day and a nail art hobbyist by night. On stream, I like to create scenes with themes on my nails.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Two Lacquered Ladies.
Welcome back.
We're lacquered.
Lacquered.
We're ladies.
We're ladies.
We're ready to party.
We're having a great Pride Month, and I hope that everyone else is too. Watched a great movie last Friday. Oh my goodness, never seen it before. That was so good.
I was so excited. Oh my goodness. So like, we have been watching all Pride movies this month. We had to skip the first one because it was my sister's birthday, so I had to go be there. But we have been watching all of my favorite gay movies that I grew up with. And some of you might not know that I grew up with a lot of things that like most small children don't. These movies are part of that. However, I really think, and I think Daniel will back me up on this, every single one of them we've watched actually has been a 90s movie.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of 90s movies, they did not age like milk. They aged like fine wines.
Beautifully. In fact, honestly, you think of 90s movies, you think of a lot of stereotypes and people being the butt of jokes and all that kind of stuff. But these movies celebrated while also making lots of great jokes and making light of dark situations, but not ignoring that they were dark situations. It just was beautifully balanced movies. Like, they just told really great stories, had really great characters, and I'm so glad I got to watch them with friends. It was awesome.
I'm so glad you like them, and you're absolutely right. We watched Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, or The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but I never call it that. We watched Priscilla. We watched But I'm a Cheerleader, and we watched To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. The next one I think we're going to do is The Birdcage, because I wanted to watch this documentary called The Celluloid Closet, which is wonderful, but everybody wants to watch The Birdcage, and darn it, so do I.
We love The Birdcage.
So do I. And the thing is that like there is this idea in the history of queer filmmaking where, you know, the term kill your gays, which comes from a lot of things, including the history of the Hays Code. There was a law in the United States for movie making where if you showed queer people, they either had to be a villain or they had to basically be punished for their heinous crimes of living as themselves.
Ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It absolutely was. And of course, there is a lot to be said about that and how that is not a good thing. A modern example of something kind of like that is Brokeback Mountain. Just super downer. It is an important story, a good story, but it's not affirming, fun story that I want to watch with my friends. And there was this spirit when I was watching queer movies in the 90s. I was raised in a dance studio, mostly by gay men, and my mother as well. And in the 90s, there was this spirit of the Hays Code had, of course, been lifted. Queer people were becoming more and more accepted in society, in some cases, a little more than even today. In some cases. And so most of the movies that I grew up with were incredibly affirming, were joyous. Danie knows that now.
Yes.
And they showed these really difficult situations, and a lot of these were made by queer people. Most of them were. The only one I'm not sure about is To Wong Fu, but To Wong Fu, I don't care.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. But the experiences presented in these movies could be very, very serious. You know, the very serious danger that gay men and trans women face, the very, serious dangers that are posed by conversion therapy programs and camps and things like that, but made by queer people in a way where we are processing our pain through uplifting stories, through comedy a lot of the time. And none of these movies was a gay killed.
Right. I loved that. They were the heroes. They were fully the main characters and the heroes. Did they have comedic moments? Yes, but so did all the other characters too. You know what I mean? They weren't played as a joke, which is really nice to see because I did not grow up with queer movies. And in fact, the only movie I remember seeing a representation of gay man in was Revenge of the Nerds. It was Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, what a fraught movie.
Yes, it's hilarious and problematic all the way through. And that one, the gay character in that is kind of the only exposure I had. And he, obviously all the characters are played as a joke, but especially he is played as a joke. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna kind of have to, well, no, I won't disagree with you on that. I do think that you're right. However, the gay character in that movie, his name's Lamar, and
that's right.
I love him. That movie, unless you got a real strong stomach for that thing, don't. However, I actually found the character of Lamar to be an incredibly affirming character and one of the least problematic parts of that movie. And I'll tell you why. First off, there's some extremely problematic parts of that movie. So in comparison...
I guess in comparison to the whole movie,
almost everything's less problematic. But also, although Lamar is played as a very over-the-top gay man, he also is portrayed as positive, incredibly talented, an incredible performer, singer, and also in Revenge of the Nerds as a character of a child genius who is sent to college. And him and Lamar are presented as very good friends. Lamar really looks after this child. And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And not once is anybody saying anything about him being a danger to this child.
I completely forgot about that character.
It's all really wholesome. I was also raised on Revenge of the Nerds. And I watched it so many times because it was very representative of my mother's college experience, so she really enjoyed it, and of course I really enjoyed it at the time. But yeah, like I said, it's not even just like you look at Revenge of the Nerds and it's so hard because like on some parts it's like and then there's just like actually unforgivable stuff.
Yes. My whole point is like that was literally the only gay character I remember from movies growing up. Like I just had so little exposure, and it was just nice to be like, oh, there are good movies. As you said, did not age like milk. So we watched To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, which is a mouthful of a title.
These all are, aren't they?
Yeah, and it was my first time watching the movie. I had actually seen a review of it by Trixie Mattel, and who is my favorite drag queen. So I knew it was a good movie, and I knew it was a positive movie for the gay community because Trixie liked it. I did not realize just how freaking good it was gonna be. I'd like to argue that this movie is not about drag queens, though. Yes. Because what drag queen stays in drag the entire time?
Especially on a trip through the middle of America with very scary people. I agree. I think there's another word.
A little bit of Hollywood happening here, not quite understanding. But that's okay. It made for a great movie and an excuse to see these three beautiful men in beautiful drag for the whole movie. It was great. So yeah, it's the story of these two more successful older drag queens adopting a little Latin boy in a dress, as they put it.
A little Latin boy in a dress. Why are you crying?
Why are you crying? The drag princess, Chi-Chi. And they only had 2 plane tickets, but they wanted to bring their new little Latin boy in a dress along with them. Sorry, that is the funniest line.
We were dying.
So they trade the plane tickets for a old Cadillac that they were warned would not make it from New York to Los Angeles, but they took it anyway because aesthetics.
Absolutely. Can relate, queens.
Yes, can relate, queens. And so they start driving and they end up getting a little bit lost and breaking down in the middle of the country. And boy, howdy, was that a familiar scene. It's where my family's from on my dad's side, is Nebraska, Oklahoma area. Yeah, no, that was accurate. I loved the little Midwesterners. They played them really well. They perfect little Midwesterners because they all seem so friendly and genuine, and then as soon as like you talk to them for more than 2 minutes, they start talking crap about each other.
Yes. Oh, that lady that's just sitting there being like, that's that person. That's that person's problem.
That person's problem. Oh, that's so accurate. Well, because when your town's that small, you got nothing else to do. And so it was hilarious. The whole town just kind of followed these drag queens around, just watching them, because like that's how bored they are.
Like,
and it's
literally.
True, it's accurate. Yes, like
them.
they're just like a little crowd, a little moving. Yeah, if it was an animated film, it'd just be the same like cell of background characters, and they just like kind of move them. Yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, so they end up getting to know the town because, of course, the town doesn't have Cadillac parts, and they have to wait for it to come in. And they get to know these little Midwesterners and their problems and help them along the way. And I just there's this one line, I think it was Noxzema again.
Noxzema
said, it's just the best.
That's the best.
Just the best. Best queen.
Wesley Snipes, who plays Noxzema.
Yeah, I don't know any actors' names, so I just know the characters, but absolutely wonderful. At one point, she says it just takes some fairy magic or just a couple of fairies or something like that.
Sometimes you just need a fairy.
It was so good because the town gets together and like gets over some of their problems. And the Strawberry Festival.
Yes.
That was fabulous. Everybody dresses up. The whole town goes drag, and it's so good.
Yeah, because there is a corrupt police officer after them.
Yeah.
Who, that part was incredibly real. I won't go into too many details, but he's trying to find these drag queens because they basically left him for dead for good reason, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It was admittedly a really silly scene in which he was in danger. Like, he wasn't... In no real world would he be in danger, but yeah, they fled the scene of a possible crime, but not really on their part. Exactly.
They fled the scene of a self-defense gone too far.
Yes.
Yeah. And but he does survive it, and he's looking for them. And the best part, you can actually find this GIF if you look for what was it? Places where gay men...
Yeah, list where to find homos, I think, is how he worded it. Of course, he's writing in Sharpie on a notebook in, like, huge kindergarten handwriting. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I want to read some of the places to find homos.
Yeah. There's flower shops?
Yeah, flower shops was one of them.
Was flight attendant
lounges.
Ballet
schools. It was just such a quick shot of it, and you know me. Even the audience that listens, I assume, knows me. I sneeze for a second, and then suddenly Bella's in Italy. And so somebody's like, oh my god, that list! And I was like, wait. So of course we spent like 3 minutes going back, and...
Yes.
There we go, I found it. Flower shops, ballet schools, flight attendants. This is my favorite one. Restaurants for brunch. Where is the lie? Antique shops. I also love how incredibly wholesome this list is.
Oh, I know. It sounds like a great day. That was probably one of my favorite, like, relationships in the movie was Noxzema and the little old lady who doesn't talk. But she starts talking to Noxzema, and she opens up, and they bond over actresses and movies, and it's so wholesome and adorable. Oh my goodness.
Clara is the old woman's name. And
that's it.
That scene where she talks to her, it was...
Yes.
She sits down next to her, to this woman who cannot respond, and just, like, starts talking about movies, just nonstop and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's me. I'm Noxema. This is the dream. Captive audience where I just go on and on and on about movies. And they just sit there going, mm-hmm. But, of course, Clara was super into it.
Because before that, Clara was running away from Noxema in the... oh my god, that was hilarious. So we have Noxema in full drag with the heels. So, of course, can't go very fast. And then we have Clara, this little old lady, also can't go very fast. Clara's running away from Noxema. Noxema's trying to give her back a picture she dropped. And she does a U-turn.
Noxema, are you doing a Yui?
Are you doing a Yui? She can't keep up with her. Oh my god. That was so funny.
It was so cute. But yeah, at the end, the cop shows up and he's like, he has a shoe, which we're all like, how did they leave a shoe? He's like, they left him for dead. Like, they don't need, like, get the shoe. How do you not notice you left your shoe? Like, it was a heel. Like, how are you not noticing this? Anyway, so he gets to the town and, he's like saying, who owns this shoe? Who owns this shoe? And everyone in town comes up and it's an I'm Spartacus moment. I'm a drag queen. I'm a drag queen. I'm a drag queen.
I loved that. Even the, what was his name? Jimmy Joe? Jimmy John? Jimmy Jew?
Definitely not Jimmy John because I kept wanting to call him that.
He runs the restaurant and he's this big man. Even he comes forward and is like, that's my shoe.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a drag queen over here. He like, touches his chest.
He's rubbing himself. Oh my god. I was like, yes.
It was so cute.
I loved that so much.
So yeah, it was a beautiful night, incredibly affirming. If you have not watched To Wong Fu, you should. It's, the three main drag queens are Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, and Wesley Snipes, and I'm sure you know those names, probably. And given our demographic, usually. So if you're like, wait, what? Those guys? In drag in a wonderful affirming queer movie? Yes. Anyway, let's move on because we have other things to talk about.
We do.
Yeah. Like the fact that we have had some awesome new people in the chat. We always do. Yes. Of course, we have Lacquered, who when we were they showed up in our chat. He has an amazing Instagram and has gotten like doubled his followers in like the past week or something.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and with good reason. His pictures are incredible and they're amazing. But he was listening to the podcast and showed up to bingo. And then the next day I was editing the podcast and I found a sound clip of me being like, oh, someone followed me named Lacquered. That's a cool name. I'm gonna follow them back.
I remember.
And I was like, ah! It's you. Yeah, it was you. So that's been great, and getting to know him has been really fun. So definitely check him out. Super cool, genuine, fun dude. A zookeeper making manis and holding snakes, and it's right up our alley.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm definitely down for that. Best friends are zookeepers. Well, one is a former zookeeper. She is now a teacher. I brought her over to the dark side, but...
Why'd you do it?
Because believe it or not, zookeepers get paid less than teachers. It's some nonsense, but... Anyway,
yeah.
We've also had Summer, owner, creator of Plus Life Lacquer, showing up to streams. She has a good time. She is fun.
Oh my gosh. It's been so wonderful getting to know Summer. Danie and I have actually been noticing Plus Life Lacquer for a while because, I am fanatic here. I am a fan of things. Plus Life Lacquer came on the scene as somebody who is making polishes inspired by things, much like I make manicures inspired by things. So
specifically games, mostly.
Exactly.
Although I think there might be some other things coming that are not game-based, but yeah.
Well, the reason that I finally bought from them was because they made something not game-based, which was their Bell Cravings collection, which is still available. And it is an 8-piece set of Taco Bell polishes. And I am obsessed with Taco Bell. Husbando and I love Taco Bell. We had an incredibly beautiful date. It was around the time we got married. We don't really know if it was before or after when they released the Doritos Locos Taco. And I wanted to go at midnight when it like released. And we lived really, really close to Taco Bell headquarters. So the Taco Bell restaurant we went to was a flagship Taco Bell restaurant. And so we got there and there were people, we weren't expecting this. We did not know this was going to happen. There were people wearing Doritos Locos Tacos, like big foam taco hats, which I still regret not asking if I could buy or have. They gave us free t-shirts. They gave us $5 gift cards to buy our tacos. There was a taco eating contest. And like we just literally thought like they're open 24 hours a day, so let's go at midnight and get our DLT baby, which happens to be the name of one of the polishes.
I bought that one. In fact, I believe my package has arrived. I need to go check my mailbox, but I think I might go get some tacos first so that I can do a little photo shoot. Because that would make me so happy.
Yes. Oh my God, Danie. If you do that, we can put side-by-side pictures of you with your taco manis and me with my taco manis. Because, okay, perfect time to talk about this. About this. First off, I want to make a public service announcement because there were a lot of people in chat when I was using that collection that are like, I eat Taco Bell every day. And then I was like, oh yeah, the app is great. And they were like, oh, I should check out the app. If you go to Taco Bell frequently and you're not using the app, you are wasting time and precious money.
Yes.
You're going to like the way you Taco Bell, I guarantee it, if you get the app. Not only I just cannot express enough how much money we save, how cheap it is to go to Taco Bell. If you use the app, there are deals and combos you can't get through the drive-thru, and then you get extra rewards. Sorry, very passionate about Taco Bell.
Well, it reminds me of the Mooncat rewards program. I don't know, I slept on it for some reason. I signed up, but I didn't really pay that much attention. Dude, it's so easy to get free polish. Like, it does not take very many points to get a free bottle of polish. I was very surprised. So thank you, Mooncat. Thank you, Taco Bell, for having excellent reward programs.
Yes, thank you, Taco Bell. But also, on the app, at least 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago when I started streaming, on the app, they always had hand models holding their tacos with beautiful manis. And so when I very first started, I think before Danie even ever saw me, when I very first started, I did a Taco Bell mani. You can go way back in my Instagram to see it. And I actually was like running more or less a campaign on my Instagram, adding Taco Bell and being like, Taco Bell, I live right by your headquarters. Look at my nails. Please let me hold your tacos. And I will say it one more time, Taco Bell, please let me hold your tacos. Please, I have perfect nail polish now. Let me hold your tacos. My nails are beautiful. Gosh. I'll make them any shape you want. I don't care. Just let me hold your tacos on your app. I just want one picture. I just want one picture of me. Oh, I also want one other thing.
I'm crying a little bit.
I also want the double-decker taco back, and so does Summer plus Life Lacquer, because I commented trying to get into that giveaway she was doing, and I was, she asked what your favorite menu item was, and I was like, I think about the double-decker taco like Rose thinks about Jack at the end of Titanic. My heart will go on, but I am, of course, heartbroken. But no, Summer has been so fun to hang out with. She came to stream. We had such a good time. We've been chatting. We're hoping to have her on the podcast. And it's been so wonderful. We've met so many, like I say this all the time, but God, the people we meet, Danie, they're just...
Oh, it's fantastic. It is so good. There has been like no issues, you know what I mean? Like so benign have the issues been that they average out to zero, which is amazing for an online community. It really is. So I am so I'm feeling hashtag blessed.
Absolutely. Hashtag blessed.
I have not been streaming as much as I'd like. I took on 2 classes in a 5-week semester, so I'm dying. Please send help. But I did manage to stream a very special event, and you joined me for it.
And
that was climbing Polish Mountain. Oh my goodness. I don't think I would have survived if you didn't join, honestly. We ended up going for 5.5 hours, which for a lot of streamers, that's kind of a normal amount of time.
Yeah.
But not for me.
Yeah.
And not for painting nail polish. Woo boy, like the fumes, they were getting to me. So it was the 7th anniversary of climbing Polish Mountain. This is the 2nd year that I've participated. I did 115 layers total. With 52 actual polishes with layers of top and base in between. Unlike last year's, I did actually leave it on for a full 24 hours to try and get better peelies, and they came out pretty good. They still look like kind of like shriveled up dead beetles, but not as bad as last year's.
Have you posted pictures of those?
Polish Mountain's on my Instagram.
No, I mean the peelies.
Oh, the peelies? I don't think I have a peelies by themselves. Let me grab them. They're always close by.
You should, because I want to see them, and I believe that means other people would as well.
My little cupo peelies. I keep them in this, like, antique teacup for some reason. I don't know why. It's just... I think I originally wanted this to be my water marbling cup because I thought it'd be cute and quirky, and then I realized, like, it's going to be really hard to clean.
Look, it's disgusting when people keep all their peelies in a big peely bag. But you know what's not disgusting is a big wad of peeled off nail polish in a teacup.
In a teacup. It's adorable.
It's adorable, completely...
Or pressed into a journal,
normal.
Like, it's totally normal.
Absolutely
normal. These peelies are a little more satisfying than last year. They still have the curve of my nail.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they're a little bit... They're better than last year. And people keep telling me to make jewelry out of them. And I don't want to. I do, but I don't. Like, I want someone else to make jewelry out of them because it sounds like a lot of work and more supplies that I have to buy, and I just don't want to do it.
We just need to glue them onto a tiara, and we'll be done.
Exactly. I think I want to get a cheap tiara and just start gluing these on.
Honestly, like, you can get a really good tiara for, like, not expensive. Like,
right? Like, I can source a tiara. I'm just doing some ASMR peely dropping into my teacup. Hope our audience enjoyed that.
I'm sure they did. The soothing sound. Let me know if you want a lo-fi peelies dropping into a teacup while you sleep track.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do. For personal use.
Oh, why did I just say that? Now that people are going to want it.
You just made more work for yourself.
But we haven't just had new friends. We also are going to be seeing the return of a dear old member of the family, our grandpa.
Grandpa's coming back, baby. Thank you, Envy Lacquered. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh my goodness. So for the 3rd time, Envy Lacquered is bringing back Grandpa's Garden. Okay, well, for the 2nd time they're bringing it back, but this is the 3rd time it's going to be in Polish Pickup. And one thing that I think some of the audience knows, some of the audience doesn't know, is that the reason you're listening to this is Grandpa's Garden.
Yeah.
That is the reason you are listening right now, because both Danie and I were so taken by Grandpa's Garden that is the reason we shopped Polish Pickup the first time that Grandpa's Garden was released. And I believe that was May 2022. No. 2020. No. Yes?
2020.
Yes, 2022.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes, 2022. 2022.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I'm like, what year is it?
I have no idea what time.
How long have we been doing this?
I am a teacher on summer break. Time does not exist to me anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
It will not matter again until August 1st.
Yes. So it was March 2022, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a Polish Pickup shop along, just like Mediocre Manny's does.
Yeah.
And I got on to Polish Pickup, and, you know, I opened it up and I get on stream, and they've actually changed this. It was like 8 pages.
Yeah.
And within like half an hour, I was like, A, I'm done. B, I thought this was going to be like an hour at the beginning of my stream, but actually it's going to be like 3 hours.
Yep. It is the stream.
It is the stream. And so, like, I was alone. You know, I had a pretty active audience, but not a huge audience or anything. So I was just like, I hate this, but I'm committed. And I had at least one person there that was like, I'm doing this with you. So I'm like, I gotta do it now. And then Danie rated me and said, like, hey, maybe we could do this together next time. And I'm like, yes. And I gotta say, like, oh, the streamer who's bigger than me wants to work with me.
It's so fun. I forgot. I guess I did have more followers than you at that point, and you are now, I think, 100 or 100 plus followers bigger than I am now. So it is funny how that it all like ties together and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, I was just like so flattered, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. So then the next time we did the shop along together, we did it on Danie's stream, and then Danie said, why don't we do it on your stream? And then I said, hey, I know this guy Jarvis Johnson who does this really fun bingo thing while he's watching stuff. Why don't we try doing a bingo? It'd be fun. And like the rest was history.
Yeah, bingo's great. Bingo started it all. I mean, golly, it's it's been like a staple now for well over a year.
Yeah, and this is our 20th episode, Danie.
Oh yeah, it is.
Do you remember when I proposed to you?
I was so excited, but also like, what the heck are we gonna say?
Well, I messaged Danie and I said, because Danie is a very, very busy woman. She's a busy adult with many important things to do. And I messaged her and I said, Danie, I know you don't want to hear this, but I think we should start a podcast.
No, I was thrilled. I was just like, oh, this will be a fun experiment, because who can talk about nail polish for that long? We don't, to be completely honest. We don't talk about nail polish for that long, but we talk for that long. We make it happen.
No, we are your nail friends. So we're going to talk about nail polish, and we're going to talk about friends and and our lives and everything. Mm-hmm. But you replied to me, because it was topical at the time. You replied to me with that gif of the cast member at Disneyland Paris who broke up that engagement by running through the people and grabbing the ring.
Why did I send that?
Because like you were saying that the guy who was stealing the ring was like your schedule.
Oh.
But we made it work.
We did. I do love to communicate in GIFs. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do. Even so what I used to have to do at work, because the teachers chat with each other on a little Google chat application, and we are naughty on there. We talk smack all the time. But I used to have to download GIFs to react to things with. Now they're actually built into the chat. That was like one of the happiest days of my work life. I was like, oh yes, I don't have to download GIFs anymore. I can just send them directly.
I know exactly what you mean, and it's so funny, like the little things, and the little things that are gonna be like our, okay, well, not our grandchildren, but somebody's grandchildren is gonna be like, it's gonna be like, wait, that was a thing?
That was a thing.
People did? Let me go to NV Lacquer and see if I can find any more information about Grandpa's Garden Trio.
Yes, the trio. It'll be a sad day when sending reaction GIFs is as irrelevant as trying to stretch the cord on the phone into your room and close the door so that your mom couldn't hear you.
Do you think that day will come? Okay, well,
I don't know. I mean, it has to.
It has to eventually, but I feel
that,
like,
or it's going to completely go, double down, and we are only it's going to go back to like hieroglyphics. Like, we're not even going to speak with words anymore. It's just going to be pictures and.
I sure hope so. Okay, so on top of Grandpa's Garden being released, Envy Lacquer is also releasing, they're also releasing a trio. And it seems to me that Grandpa's Garden is actually a part of that trio. So for Polish Pickup this month, a lot of makers, almost all the makers, are releasing a polish to Polish Pickup and then also releasing a polish on either their own website or sometimes on somebody else's website in the event that they are friends with that person and they don't have their own website and don't want to deal with it. So it looks like we have the original Grandpa's Garden, beautiful green jelly base, multicolors of iridescent flakies, and then just packed with reflective glitter in the best way, in the way that we love. And then it looks like, I don't know the stories behind these other ones, but I'm hoping we find out soon. I'm looking right now on the Instagram. They're just mixing it. So it's kind of hard to tell what this is going to be exactly. But we have Ghosty. These are available July 9th, by the way. We have Ghosty. And then we have, Euphorbia. I love that name because it's weird.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's called, you know what? I feel like I experience euphorbia a lot when I look at my Furby behind me. Because Furbies are like angels.
Furbies are like angels. And we will not explain further.
I don't think of you as a man. I don't think of you as a woman. I think of you as a Furby. That was a Tu Wong Fu joke, everybody. Get on our level.
There are layers to this. Layers.
We're like an onion over here. Or a parfait. But yeah, so we'll know more about this later. There's not much to say about it right now, except for it's happening. I'm here for it.
Get ready.
I'm ready. Shut up and take my money. Envy Lacquer.
And that's been a struggle lately. Everybody's putting out some really cool stuff. Did you see the Alice in Wonderland set from Mooncat?
I knew you were going to say
goodness. That. Stupid good. Stupid. Mooncat, stop. I don't... You're not in the budget. I did end up buying 2 of the polishes. I could not justify the whole set right now, and it's very limited, so I know I'm never going to get the box. But if you managed, dear audience, to get the box, please send me pictures. That's so cool. It's like a jewelry box style. I've never seen this with nail polish before. You open it up and there's a drawer in it with more nail polish. It's so cool. And of course it's Alice in Wonderland.
I very nearly bought it for my sister. I very nearly did.
Oh my goodness. And what? It's got, I'm trying to remember now, 6 or 8 polishes in there. I think it was 8. Maybe it was 6. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
It was a number of polishes. It
was a number of polishes, stickers, a file, a magnet, it's so cool. But yeah, I couldn't justify getting the whole set right before Polish and Beauty Expo. But boy, I was tempted.
I may buy Cheshire Cat if I can, but let's be real, I probably won't.
I ended up going with I Wish I Hadn't Cried So Much and Mad Hatter, because I felt like those were the 2. I Wish I Hadn't Cried So Much. I just really liked that. And then I had to get 1 character polish, so I got Mad Hatter. And I also, in that order, went ahead and got Sabretooth, because everyone's freaking out about it, and I want to know what's up.
Me too. I think you're all lying.
Yeah. Well, if it's anything like Flight of the Monarchs, because that one really took me by surprise, then I'll get it. Because Flight of the Monarchs, honestly, I was like, oh, that's a pretty orange polish, whatever. But then you look a little closer and you're like, the polish isn't orange. It's purple. It's a purple jelly base with an orange shimmer. How'd they do that? How'd it look like that? Why is that amazing? And I bought it and I wore it and I was like, oh my God, I get it. I'm hoping the same sensation happens with Sabretooth. So I'm excited.
I love it when there's such a contrasting shimmer that you lose the original base color, but it adds.
Yeah, you can still see it on the edges.
Touch.
And it adds
Yes, chef's kiss. But yeah, my reaction to FOMO usually is would you look at the time? And then I run back into my house and go, don't do it.
Yep.
And I tell people, people will ask me to enable them, and I'm like, don't do it. And now Gidge is mad at me. And now I'm not button
oh my
anymore.
goodness. It's so funny. We have a chatter named Gidge. She's
one of my mods now. One of my mods.
One of your mods now. Absolutely adore them. Loves red nail polish.
And only red nail polish.
And only red nail polish. And I believe it was the last polish pickup bingo. We saw red on there. It was really pretty. And Gidge was like, should I get it? And Stephanie was like, no, hold off or whatever. And
yeah, it was like really expensive, and they were like waffling, and I'm like, no, there'll be other reds if this is like
there'll be other reds. Apparently there are not other reds.
There will never be other reds. I am unbutt. And last night, they have been trying to do their nails for days now. And like, they've been like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And last night they went into chat, into the Discord and go like, what do I do? And I was like, man, I wish I could help, but I'm unbutt, so. Because they call people butt when they're cool. Apparently it is a Colette thing. A Colette MSLP thing, maybe, I guess. Or maybe it's just a Gidge thing. But Gidge, yeah.
The Colette lore goes deep. She's been streaming for a long time. So it's hard to tell like, the exact origin of things.
But Gidge's response was, am I being blackmailed? And actually, you are.
You are.
I will tell you how to do your nails when you let me be butt again. And with that, I think it's time to oil our cutes. So let's go oil our cutes, and then when we come back, we're gonna answer some audience questions. Let's go. Hey everyone, it's Stephanie, and I'm here to tell you that Polish Pickup Bingo is back on Sunday, July 2nd at 4 p.m. PST on the Fanaticure Twitch channel. And it's Rewind, which means makers will be re-releasing some of their old favorites. So get your wallets ready, double check your spreadsheets, and join us for a night of fun and bad financial choices as we buy every single polish we regret missing out on. Stay lacquered. All right, everybody, we are back. We are moisturized, in our lane, thriving. I said that to my husband the other day. He did not know that joke. And I was like, this is a part of my everyday life. How did that happen? However, there is a huge, big, huge, large, many different describers of things that are big. Thing that we did not mention, which is that we now have, thanks to Miss Danie Shout here, a YouTube channel.
Wow. I suppressed it because it was traumatizing.
It really was,
but yes,
though.
It really was, though. But it's done. It's good to go. It's running. You can enjoy all of our episodes with our fun background, and eventually I will probably go back and add, like, little cards and links and stuff, but not right now. I've had enough.
Yeah, we've always wanted to do annotated versions of the episodes where we, like, put up, the polish we're talking about, whatever. And I think both of us, we were falling into the perfectionism trap.
Yes,
exactly. We were. And done is better than perfect, but I will say that what Danie has done is damn near perfect.
Thank you. I'm very happy with how it's cute. Oh, they came out real cute. And they're in order, which I know doesn't sound like a big deal, but trust me, it is.
I have been like fuming basically, and people are like, what? So like, I'm like, oh, I'm just so annoyed about the podcast right now. They're like, why? And I'm like, I could explain it to you, but like, do you have an hour for me to like tell you the like ins and outs of literally? I had a friend over the other night, and he is like a computer professional, and I was like showing him, like about the podcast, and I was like, do you know what an RSS feed is? And he was like, no. And I was like, like, even
different world, yeah.
Even people who are in the know, like, are not in the know. The long and short is that we automatically upload our episodes everywhere when we upload them to one place, except for YouTube.
Except for YouTube.
Because you need a video to go with your audio on YouTube, even though there's YouTube music.
Right, which is where the perfectionism really came in, because we were like, oh, if we're going to bother making a video, we should, like you said, do the annotated where we show pictures and link to things, and yada, yada, yada. The to-do list went on for miles, and it was just never gonna happen.
Absolutely. We finally, Danie made all the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And uploaded them all in order.
Mm-hmm.
And then YouTube said no.
No. Yeah, so I uploaded them to private, I think, all in order, and they were good to go. And then you can select multiple videos at once. So I just did that. I select them all, and I said change to public, thinking they would stay in the same order I uploaded them in. And YouTube went, nah, and just put them in a random order. And I was like, hello, sir. We tried every quick fix we could think of, and there was no quick fix. We had to delete all of the videos, which took days to upload. Yeah. 19 episodes. And I spent a couple more days re-uploading them all in order, publishing them immediately while we only had 3 subscribers. Because we hadn't officially announced it yet. And yeah, now they're up there. They're in order. I foolishly tried to stream while it was uploading in the background. That was silly. I should know more about computers than that. My computer couldn't handle that. So that was rough, but
I feel you though, because my setup can handle me so well while I'm streaming that I can just assume that it can handle everything. And sometimes I'm like, right? Oh, wait.
You have limits. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, whoopsies.
Yeah, I had to apologize to Queen Jelly over here. That's the name of my computer. Absolutely adore her. But that was too much for her. She's a powerful machine, but not that powerful. Yeah.
She's like, I can move a mountain, but not that big of a mountain.
Not the whole range.
Yes, exactly.
But yes, so check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@2lacqueredladies, all spelled out, TWO. I'm not going to spell the rest because I'm dyslexic.
There'll be a link in the description of this episode.
Yes.
And what's so cool, what we are so excited about, is that now when we say stuff like tell us things or whatever, you can go to the YouTube episode and you can comment on it and you can you can react.
Yes. And ask us questions to answer and everything. Yeah, it's so much easier than, if you're not a Discord fan, because Discord is a little scary.
It is.
Now, if you are a Discord fan, please hop on in. It's a good time. Fanatic Gears Funhouse. And then, of course, you can ask your audience questions there. And we are guaranteed to see it in the Discord. We are not guaranteed to see it on YouTube, but we will do our best. And so please feel free to comment your stories and your questions and your thoughts and opinions on things. We want to hear it.
Yes, please comment, subscribe, salute, dedicate yourself. Pledge yourself to the Two Lacquers banner. But really, just if you could subscribe, that would be so incredible to us. And we are so excited to be finally kind of getting into YouTube and getting them out there to that audience and just seeing where that takes us. Because as you know, if you've been listening, Danie and I struggle with the tube.
We do.
But you know what? This will make it a little bit less scary. And I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to you, Danie. I'm so grateful to you.
Once I got the foundation done, they were honestly pretty quick to put together, but YouTube gave us a hard time, but we powered through. We got there.
We did. We had a bit of a crisis, but we were there together. And that's how we work best. So yes, audience questions. Danie, do you want to lead us into the audience questions? Because I don't have them in front of me.
Yes. So these are both from the Discord. Obviously, we just got the YouTube up. This one is from our good friend Windidamus. And she
just made affiliate.
Who just made affiliate. Congratulations, Wendy.
Yes.
You deserve it. You are awesome. Please check out her channel. We will leave her link in the description so you can go check her out. Wonderful streamer. She also makes YouTube videos. Just a delight. Absolute delight. She's so much fun.
Yeah.
You can usually hear a cat meowing in the background, and it's really great.
Okay, so what'd she ask?
She wants to know what is our polished pet peeves. Some examples she gives, which I'm assuming are her pet peeves: regular polish labeled as gel, skinny brushes, etc. And I latched onto that one because I tell you what, skinny brush don't get the job done. I need my wide, flat, rounded tips, please. I want to cover that nail in 2 strokes, and that's it.
Everything you said sounded dirty to me right there. I agree, though. I'm not a huge fan of the skinny brushes. My big pet peeve with brushes, though, like, the width is not the biggest problem for me. It's the shape. I hate when they are a blunt square.
Who has blunt square nails? Who?
Apparently Kelly Marissa, because her favorite brush is OPI's. And I'm like, why? How? I used to be like, no, they're all fine, because I don't know. I think I saw somebody post that, like, I think it was Nick, because he's a bully. Like, why do people complain about brush shapes? Just like get good, basically. Because he would. But like, sorry, I'm not good, apparently. I don't want to get good. I want them to do it for me. Do it for me. Orly does it for me. That's why they have 2 drawers and I have half a drawer of OPI, okay?
Yep. No, Orly brushes are chef's kiss, the best.
Yeah.
They're wide, they're rounded, they carry a good amount of polish, and you can overload you can overload any brush, right? But like, I just feel like I have a lot more control with an Orly brush versus a lot of other brushes.
They're not too wide.
You're not too wide, exactly. Not like I have seen some where like it comes out and the brush is like wider than my nail, and I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
Like my pinky nail, you know what I mean? Like the thumb, okay, it's fine, but when I get to the pinky,
hello? Tone it down a bit.
Where do I go? I will give skinny brushes one positive, and that is for gradients. So like, I did a rainbow gradient not too long ago for Pride Month, and fitting 7 colors onto a sponge with wide brushes, it can be done, but it's a lot easier with skinny brushes. So I will give skinny brushes that. I think my other big polish pet peeve is that just the fact that thermals dye, and I did not know that until I had like acquired quite a few, and then I went back and tried to paint with them, and I was like, oh no, they're all dead. Now I keep them in the fridge. Now I have learned they seem to last much, much longer if you keep your thermals in the fridge, but you can't resurrect them. I have tried.
That's probably my biggest polish pet peeve, is that thermals do dye, because I'm honestly, I wrote down notes for our next audience question, but not this one. And I'm like, what are my pet peeves? And I'm like, basically these. But now that I'm thinking about it, I do have a few other pet peeves. I think that one of my biggest pet peeves is a patchy polish.
Oh, that's a good pet peeve, in that I also absolutely hate that.
yeah. I hate a patchy polish. I hate it. I have a few polishes and they're often they're neons, because this is just kind of a problem indicative to neons, that like, no matter how many layers you do, they just still have uneven coverage. No matter what you do. And one polish that really sticks out in my mind, which is not a neon, and is a very popular polish that I own and I hate, is Ballet Slippers, the one that supposedly Queen Elizabeth II was the only nail polish she would wear, by Essie. That came out weird, but I'm not going to redo it.
I gotcha.
It's like a pink crelly that ends up sheer, but it's patchy the whole way down. And because it's sheer, it just continues to be patchy. And I'm like, why? Why is this one of the most popular? I hate that. And then I think my last like big pet peeve is going to be, I think, a bit controversial, especially amongst the hollow taco stands in our audience.
And in your podcasts.
and in our Discord chats and in our podcasts.
Sitting right across
from me. Is I really, really hate a white that is too thick.
Okay, fair.
nail art in general, I would rather have something, of course, not milky. In general, honestly, for actually water marbling, it's better if it's milky, in my opinion, because especially if you're doing it over white, it doesn't really matter, etc., etc., it's thinner. But, like, of course, the original not milky white got reformulated for a reason.
Yeah. Ooh, that was rough. Holo Taco is how I started my polish journey. So much like with the glossy taco, I kind of thought it was user error. I didn't realize that polishes could be wrong. And that polish was wrong.
That polish was wrong. Yeah, absolutely. And another polish I think is wrong is Kelly Marissa's favorite, which is OPI Alpine Snow. I swear to God, it breaks the laws of physics. No matter how much thinner you add to it, it is still dry and chunky and uneven. Like, it just eats it. It just eats it. It stores it in its second thinner stomach out of the bottle. Just continues to be awful. And like, if I'm doing a full white manicure, which I don't, but if I am, like, honestly, I would rather it be a milky white. There's a reason that Funny Bunny by OPI, which is their milky white, is a bigger bestseller and has people actually wearing it versus Alpine Snow, which is still a big seller, but like, you know, I follow OPI. They often will like list their best sellers for some reason. I
like that. It's like when Holo Taco, when they do their breakdown stream of like the top sellers, worst sellers, and that kind of stuff. I think data is interesting. And so, yeah, that is interesting that a milky white beats out a supposed one coat white.
Yeah. But no, I hate Alpine Snow. I tried to make it work for so long because I love Kelly and I was like, I just want to be her, you know? But yeah, if you're looking for a not milky white, of course, Holo Taco's new not milky white. It's fine.
It's good.
It's good. I don't know if it's great. I don't have it. But my favorite is Orly's White Tips.
Yeah, I was going to say the Orly is the one I've seen you use most often, and it looks pretty good. If I'm going to do so I use Holo Taco's Not Milky White for nail art, because it does get really nice coverage and stuff, especially if you are backing a stamp so that it really pops, that's a good one. But if I'm going to do a full white manicure, I'm going to use Mooncat's White Rabbit. It's not milky, but it's also so workable. Like, it is so easy to work with. So yeah. Highly recommend Mooncat.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I forgot White Rabbit because White Rabbit is my special occasion white.
Oh.
I almost only use it if I am doing a manicure with the rest of the Technicolor Dreams collection.
Yes.
Which is still, honestly, the longer it goes on, that's my favorite collection of all time so far. Won our best collection last year.
Yeah. It is so useful. It is one of the few that actually gets to live up on the rack here. I have some nail polish racks next to me for the specials.
Yeah.
And that has a permanent place within easy reach for when I'm doing nail art. Because it's pastel neon, huge 11 polish collection. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way you can go wrong is the price per ounce, which is why it's special occasion.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I think those are my only polish pet peeves.
I have one more that's not related to polish. It's related to biology, physics, whatever you want to blame. And that's the fact that nails break. Because I have suffered my annual huge nail break. I seem to have one once every year. Last year it happened right before October, which was heartbreaking because all my Halloween manis were on shorties. And there's nothing wrong with short nails, y'all. If you're rocking shorties, you do you, enjoy it. You know, I'm learning to love it. I miss the real estate. I don't know if you've ever had to downsize a house. Just all of a sudden you have less room for activities. And it's really hard. When you get used to thinking of nail art on a certain size nail, it's kind of hard to adjust to a smaller size. So I've been struggling with my little shorties, but I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna love them. They're going to get through the rest of the summer. I am going to be at PBE with short natural nails or long press-ons. I have not decided yet.
You're gonna have a few weeks, about 3 weeks before you're gonna be there, and you might be surprised how long they grow in that time.
Yeah, I think they obviously won't get back to where they were by any means. But yeah, I'll have a free edge to work with. I might be able to even shape them a little bit, because right now they are right against the line. So yeah, we'll see where we're at in 3 weeks. But my nails tend to grow a little on the slow side, so yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I obviously I don't like nail breaks, especially if they're painful, which thank goodness I have never experienced in my nail artist journey. I've broken mostly toenails in painful ways before in my life.
Oh my gosh, yes. I cannot have longer my toenails must be kept at the bare minimum short, because
everyone's toenails must be kept, or else I will or else I will be upset. Except for this one woman on YouTube who grows out her natural toenails. I haven't seen her upload a video in a long time. I promise I'm not a foot fetishist, everybody. Not that there's anything wrong with that. However, one lady, it actually works for. I don't know how she does it in her life.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at this and I'm not viscerally repulsed. So I think that you are really winning. I have no idea what this lady's name is. Comment below if you're on YouTube listening and you know who the pretty long toenail lady. I'm not looking for those pictures of people with the long acrylic toenails that people put into not that again, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're fine. But
you're hurting me when I have to look at it.
Exactly. And people used to put it in these nail groups I was in as almost a jump scare.
Yeah. Our next question is from Lilu, and she wants to know, what do you think the next big nail trend is going to be? Such as, so she gave the example, Sally Hansen's Chrome made a comeback. Chrome did have a little moment there. I feel like it's kind of gone already. It was a brief moment.
It's a fast fashion cycle.
Yes, really. But then she adds Crackle, perhaps. I feel like Crackle might come back. I see people kind of missing Crackle. And Textured, in parentheses, ew. Which I disagree with.
Well, that's just her opinion, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think textured polish is cool.
I think that she's right. I think that Textured is going to be coming in. I think that Crackle... I see people all over right now going when is Crackle coming back? And I'm like, why are you asking? It's back.
Why are you exactly? Why are you asking?
I see it. You posted it. I think I agree with those. But Danie, what do you think?
I agree with the Textured, because even Weird Manny Squad's theme for this next month is texture. Which is giving me a big dilemma, because I'm like, do I go with street sand or lizard skin? I don't know. I have so many good options.
Oh, thank God, because I keep forgetting to say, hey, you gonna do street sand?
I need to. I'm gonna bring back street sand. Let's be real. They
gotta see it. They don't know.
They don't know. They need to know of that time I collected sand off my street sand. I think along with these kind of funky little one-off things like textures and crackles and stuff, I'm seeing more and more plant-based and eco-friendly formulas, especially shout out to Picture Polish, has a whole line of plant-based polishes. They are getting rid of their old inventory and replacing with this new formula, and I think that's amazing. Cirque just switched, I think, all their caps to fully recycled plastic, which is awesome. So packaging, formulas, more ethically sourced. I think more and more attention is being drawn to that, which makes me very happy. So yeah, that's my hope, is that the polish world, it's not an earth-friendly hobby. And we're all aware of that. And we do our best to mitigate it and make up for it in other ways as individuals, but as companies, nail polish companies are really the ones in control of how well that looks for the future. So I'm very excited to see more focus on that. The other potential I see coming, this new Barbie movie, I'm very much hoping will make neons even more popular than they already are.
Your mouth to nail polish God's ear. It's coming out on July 21st. I just looked it up yesterday because I'm going to be on my road trip, like, while it's out. And I just want every single polish company to release an entire set of Barbie nail polishes that are neon pink and wild neon, based off of, like, the outfit of them in the rollerblades.
The rollerblading outfit. Oh,
could you imagine
give me
a
90s. Oh my god,
neon
90s Barbie. Yes.
Exactly. Like,
Cirque.
Ooh.
This is you. We're calling to you. Cirque Colors.
Cirque Colors, yes.
Cirque Colors, Mooncat. I think they would nail it. It would be fantastic.
And when we're talking indie brands, I think of Jill, and I think of our new friend Plus Life Lacquered, because I think that Plus Life is also really good on the crully game, really good on the flaky game. Like, and I've placed since to the Taco Bell collection, I've placed 3 separate orders.
Nice.
Because I just keep going like, oh, but I want but I forgot, but I didn't. So yeah. So y'all, that's all I'm saying.
No, I'm gonna speak specifically to Summer here. So everyone else, you can
pause it.
Oil your cutes. Summer. There was this Barbie game that I was obsessed with as a kid where I don't even know what the plot was. She was a diver and she would explore shipwrecks, and there was dolphin friends, and please, Summer, please. Can we have a Barbie collection? But like specifically the Barbie games collections, oh my gosh. They were so bad. They were not good games, but I adored them.
Oh my god. Tangent time. So this just makes me think of, I had an American Girl game where basically you could like do little plays with the characters from the books, the American Girls, and you'd have different settings. You'd be able to use different girls in the settings, and there would be different animations, and you could enter in text, and like a very bad text-to-speech would read it, which was like pretty funny because you'd be like, these are the little girls supposed to be talking, and it's actually like this like grown woman kind of like computerized voice reading it.
Yes.
And man, I made some edgy content with the American Girl game. I also made some like very normal content with it, but like I did some things, man, and some stuff.
I tell my husband this all the time. I love my age. Like, I love that we got to see like the beginning of the internet, and not the very beginning, but like, these old games, this text-to-speech thing, because I remember I must have been 2nd or 3rd grade, very young. I have this memory of my English teacher. We all like wrote a story together as a class. So of course, it was like a bunch of like little kids. It was very goofy. She had a read aloud program that had a bunch of different voices, including one that sounded like it was underwater with bubbles, and one where it was like extra slowed down, and it was so goofy and silly, and I'm like, can you even find stuff like that anymore, like easily?
Yeah.
Like it was a magical time, the beginning of computers in the classroom, and yeah, American Girl doll video game.
It really was, and there's a reason this analog stuff, analog horror and things that kind of feel like the 90s, feel like the 80s, feel like the early 2000s. Are coming back in style. I think one thing is because they're easy to do at home because they used to do them, and it was not high quality a lot of the time, and of course nostalgia, but it's really fun. It's fun. I feel like we as a culture kind of go through these cycles of like extremely polished to extremely funky, polished to funky, polished to funky. It's just how life is.
Yes, I'm so glad the like white on white design is finally starting to I feel like it's finally starting on its way out, because last night while I was decluttering and cleaning, I had just an autoplay on YouTube going of dark academia witch cottage decor ideas videos.
Yes.
I was like, what is this weird corner of the internet. I love it.
Yes. I definitely think that you are absolutely right with the trends, and especially the eco-friendly trends. I absolutely hope that that is the direction we're going. I would love to see, like, personally in like the world, I would love to see a rise of more stuff that like is biodegradable. Like, I am not you're an environmental scientist, but neither of us are material scientists, chemists, things
I'm
like
not a chemist.
Exactly.
Absolutely don't get it.
But if there are chemists listening, and I feel like there probably are, because we tend to attract a sciencey crowd, which, thank you, dream, the best possible outcome. But like, I would love to see in general, but also specifically in nail polish, you know, like I have like compostable bags that I use to like, you know, in my kitchen, mostly to put my cat poop in because they're very small. And then I keep them forever. No, I throw them out. But for, you know.
Add to my collection.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got these cool cornstarch based biodegradable dog poop bags, which sounds like they would just like fall apart, but no, they work great and they're like soft. I don't know. I like them. I will say don't keep them in your car. They did not last sitting in the hot car, but other than that they've worked great. So yeah, more packaging like that.
I think that we as a culture have this kind of contrary idea of things should last forever, but also things should be as cheap as possible, and that combo is causing a huge problem with plastics. So maybe make nail polish bottles that last 100 years. Yeah. Maybe make nail polish bottles that last 50 years. I don't, like I said, like, I am not a chemist. Am I throwing out something that's completely ridiculous? But glass is great. Like, glass is great. Glass is great. So yeah, I really hope that things start going in a more eco-friendly direction, because obviously that's what we need. And I think that what is really going to be popular coming up amongst especially like people like us, people in the really niche communities, but even in a larger sense, is just getting really weird with it. I think we are at the dawning of the age of the weirdness.
Yes. I'm ready. Right?
I feel it in my bones. So we're starting with, you know, we're dipping our toe, the crackle, the texture polishes. I think those are going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think that Pruglies, I think that those are going to be a huge trend. They're already becoming a trend, but I think it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to get so Prugly that eventually we're going to have like a high fashion phase to just cleanse the palette. But like, let's get real. Let's get real gross. There's a lot of great Pruglies coming back to polish pickup. The one that I think I will be getting is, I like when the red water comes out, because Hillary has been talking about that forever.
I'm so glad. I want to get that one too, and it's all Hillary's fault.
It's all Hillary's fault. I tried to watch Salad Fingers. It was, you know, I watched some of it, and like, it was effective in being kind of weird and creepy, but I was just kind of like, I don't really have enough time to watch all of this right now. So I'm really looking forward to the weird times, everybody. Give us the weird times. I think that you won't regret it. I think that people are here for the weird. I think they're here for the Prugly. Give us just weird stuff. Make it chunky. Make it weird.
Because to be completely honest, the world is weird right now, and it has been for a while. We might as well fully embrace it and be like, this is the timeline we're in. Let's put it on our nails.
Absolutely. So that's what I see for the future, is just weirdness upon weirdness, and I'm ready for it. I accept our weird overlords, by which I mean Hillary. You are my weird overlord. Thank you.
She is. Oh my God. Did you see her eat sugar scrub on one of her last videos? I love this woman.
I love her so much. So I had it on because I had it on. And I was like decluttering, as we do. I was in my office, I was working, whatever. I hear, I'm not watching, I hear from across the room her going like, this does smell like Fruity Pebbles though. I wonder, and I literally said out loud, no, girl, no. Oh my God. I ran over to my computer. And I was like, ah! And she goes, and I'm like, it is gonna taste like it. I bet you. You. I used to make my own sugar scrub, and my weird ex-boyfriend, like, because he could sometimes would eat it because he just thought it was funny, which it kind of was, because like it was literally olive oil and sugar. That's all it was.
Right.
So like I was like, no, oh my God, is she? And I was like, I saw it, and I was just like, yes, oh no, yes, no, you know, like.
Exactly.
Hillary, darling, I'm so proud of you.
Show them who you are, baby. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. Please make sure to check out our YouTube channel and leave a comment with your favorite moment, the story to share, and of course, any questions you'd like us to answer in future episodes.
Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to check out Danie and I on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. I am Fanatic here. She is Danie Shout. All of our links are in the description. Join us next time when we have Mediocre Mannies on for a blind sugar scrub taste test.
Stay lacquered.